Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Happy Halloween. I hope you guys are having a great Halloween and you're spending a good time with your friends and family. If you're out with your kids trick-or-treating, or maybe you're trick-or-treating, or maybe you're even at a party, if you're drinking, make sure you do not drink and drive, and you have someone responsible with you that's able to drive you home, so then you're home safely. Make sure to make smart decisions and not stupid decisions. I just wanted to address that real quick. Happy Halloween. But of course, the New York Knicks played tonight, and they played in Cleveland on the road, and they were able to improve to 2-2 on the season. Now at 500, and they have a chance to go over 500 because they're going to be taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers once again. But to address this game on the road, the Knicks won 109-91. Madison Square Garden tomorrow, we have a chance to go to 3-2 or advance or improve to 3-2 on the season, and then we take on the Milwaukee Bucks on Friday for that in-season tournament. So an action-packed week for the New York Knicks. So the New York Knicks' biggest lead in this game was actually 23 points, and the Cleveland Cavaliers had the lead early on, which was only a 2-point lead, which is very understandable. Obviously, the New York Knicks have matched up well versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, beating them when it came to this series, when it came to the series of taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers last year and the games that we played them, the Knicks went on to win. And then when it came to the playoffs in the first round, the New York Knicks were able to capitalize and win in 5 games. So the New York Knicks have matched up well versus Cleveland, but this is a different Cleveland team with Max Strus and now George Niang adding some shooting to the table. But there was some important key factors for the Cleveland Cavaliers, or some important key players that did not go on to play tonight for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And when it came to a hamstring injury, a few players on the injury report for the Cleveland Cavaliers were actually suffering from a hamstring injury. So I hope they have speedy recoveries. Donovan Mitchell was actually questionable with a hamstring injury, but then he went on to play in this basketball game, did finish with 26 points. We're going to be getting into that. But his side partner of Darius Garland did not go on to play in this game. No Jared Allen. So you have Donovan Mitchell who's questionable. He did go on to play, not fully 100%. No Darius Garland, no Jared Allen. You're missing a couple starters there. No Ricky Rubio as well in this game. No Ty Jerome. No Karis LeVert coming off the bench. So they were missing tons of pieces. Obviously, we beat them fair and square last season when it came to the playoffs and even in the regular season. Even though that game Jalen Brunson dropped 48 points, there was no Jared Allen. But at the end of the day, we did see what Jalen Brunson was capable of in the playoffs. So just to be fair there, the Cleveland Cavaliers did not have their main guys healthy, but we have seen that we can beat a healthy Cavs group, just not with George Niang and newly acquired Max Strus coming over from the Cleveland Cavaliers in free agency. So the New York Knicks were in control of the majority of this game. The only time that I was very scared is, obviously at times when we turned the ball over, but when George Niang came in the game and started hitting a couple threes and the Cleveland Cavaliers went on a run and our lead was starting to go away, that's what kind of scared me, because the New York Knicks had a good lead versus the Philadelphia 76ers last year in that first quarter. I want to say it was a Christmas game, but I'm not completely 100% sure. I don't believe it was a Christmas game, but it was maybe around that time. But Jalen Brunson left the game with a hip injury. The Knicks were going on this run in the first quarter. Randall's playing good basketball. Brunson is. I believe RJ got off to a good start. Niang comes in the game. The Knicks do not check him at all. They don't contain the perimeter. Niang comes off the bench just splashing a few threes. And that kind of reminded me of this game, because Niang entering this game, the Cavs acquired him to improve their floor spacing, but he has not gone off to a good start the first few games in, and we knew he was going to shoot better. He was attempting 4 threes per game and then shooting only 9% from 3. We knew that wasn't going to continue, so we did hit a couple 3 balls, and then you also have Max Strus on this roster that can shoot threes, and he's been attempting 11 threes per game this season, making 37% of them a few games in. But in this game, he only attempted 7 threes from beyond the arc, and he only made one of them, which came in the first half, so Strus wasn't able to get anything going. So I thought we did a good job containing and making adjustments to Niang's 3-ball in the second half, so that really took away some momentum in 3-point shooting for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Strus not being able to hit the 3-ball. Dean Wade was 0 for 4 from 3. Donovan Mitchell was 0 for 2. Evan Mobley did not attempt a 3, and he was 1 for 1 versus the Indiana Pacers, so that was going to be a key factor. Can Mobley step up offensively without a LeVert, without a Darius Garland? Some key pieces. Mobley really needed to step up. He got off to a slow start offensively the first couple games of the season. Then the third game versus the Indiana Pacers, he had 31 points. So a lot of Cavs fans were thinking, oh, maybe he got some momentum here. And then this game, I thought Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson were fantastic on Evan Mobley when it came to physicality-wise, IQ-wise. Evan Mobley finished with 6 points. He was able to be in double digits when it came to rebounding, finished with 5 assists, had a couple blocks. But when it came to really containing him offensively, the Knicks did a really good job because he's not crazy strong yet, doesn't have a deep versatile offensive bag. He's still looking to expand his mid-range game. The Knicks did a very good job containing him. Isaiah Hartenstein played terrific. He was in double-digit scoring, got to the free throw line. He was bullying Mobley in the inside, putting up that hook shot. He was awesome grabbing offensive boards. Mitch Robinson had 7 rebounds, and I believe 3 of them were offensive rebounds. Hartenstein had a few offensive rebounds. Just Hartenstein played with so much grit defensively, moved his feet very well, rebounded the ball when it came to defensively and offensively, and was able to score in the interior and just give us those momentum-changing plays that I felt really helped. So one of the main reasons the Knicks were able to win this game, they shot it well from 3. The Cleveland Cavaliers did not shoot it well from 3 at all. And we were able to contain them, and they had certain players in the rotation that usually aren't going to be in the rotation, like Amani Bates Jr. scored his first NBA points tonight. You even had a guy of Craig Porter Jr. who scored his first points that was actually in double digits with 10 points. Sam Merrill came off the bench in that fourth quarter and got some action, hit a couple 3 balls. So when it came to their chemistry, I really understood why they turned the ball over. But Jalen Brunson, the reason why we had the lead at the beginning, Brunson hit his first few shots. He hit a 3. He was able to operate in the mid-range. He was taking his time, and it was like the competitive juices must be flowing. We know he was cool as a cucumber versus the Cleveland Cavaliers in the playoffs. I'm like, Jalen Brunson, I feel like he's going to go off this game, and that didn't happen. I guess you have to give credit to the Cavs for making adjustments, and Isaac Okoro did a really good job defensively. But he's been very uncharacteristic when it comes to turnovers. He kind of just fell out of bounds with the turnover. He telegraphed a pass. I know we had less turnovers than the Cavs just total-wise, but I guess it's just the context of the turnovers that some of these are just very, very ugly, and I just don't understand what's the thought process of our players at times. But Jalen Brunson needs to do a better job taking care of the basketball. I thought when he was probing around, he should have looked to facilitate more. He only had 2 assists, five rebounds. We need to get Grimes more involved in this offense. I feel that really needs to go through Brunson's head, but also at the same time, Grimes needs to look to be more aggressive. We need more from this guy than 5 points. We understand what he brings defensively, and he gets up in your jersey, and I thought he set the tone defensively on Donovan Mitchell, but then eventually Donovan Mitchell just went berserk, was able to work down the lane, sidestep, got RJ to bite, easy look around the basket, score from mid-range, but we did not allow him to have those big plays from beyond the arc. But Mitchell, no doubt about it, was fantastic in the first half scoring the ball. He had 20 points, but it just came down to the rest of the team. He was facilitating, he was pinching and kicking, but other guys were not able to operate and just really consistently succeed from beyond the arc, which is just absolutely big time. And you look at the final box score, there wasn't big-time assist numbers. RJ had 0 assists, Brunson had 2 assists, but they were able to all individually score enough versus a shorthanded Cavs team that we probably would have needed a lot more if they were playing a healthy Cavs team, but at the end of the day, we weren't. But RJ Barrett finished with 16 points. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he had 15 points in the first half, and I thought we just completely froze him out of the offense. I know he had a couple plays that he drove to the basket and kind of forced the issue, and I believe his only point came from the free throw line, which he shot very well from the free throw line. We need to look to get RJ more involved because he's actually been our best offensive player these first few games of the season, and his 3-point shot is looking legit right now that it's going down. I love seeing that. I love the craftiness of just that flip shot in the first half, getting to the free throw line. I really have been pleased with the way RJ's been operating. I just do still think there needs to be a better level of consistency facilitating, distributing the rock, and defensively, but the efficiency scoring the ball has been better. I don't believe he finished with great efficiency in this game because he did get frozen out of the offense, but RJ Barrett had 16, Brunson had 19, Randall had 19, which was enough because we did enough offensively to win this game because we were playing well defensively in that third quarter because we had a 6-point lead at half, and what really helped them stay in this game, obviously Mitchell having 20 points, Niang hit a couple threes, but then he went quiet in the second half. You had kind of uncharacteristic performances. I wasn't expecting a guy like Craig Porter Jr. to come off the bench and provide with 10 points. He provided pretty solid offense, and I just thought our offense was more stagnant in the first half, which kept them in the game. Randall's kind of making not great decisions with the basketball in the first half. It's not that he was turning the ball over. I didn't like his shot selection. I'm commit a little more. That's Dean Wade. Look to attack on him and put your head down and go to work. And he was just very up and down that department. But when it came to the second half, he started to get things going and help us win this game. If Randall didn't provide more offense in the second half, maybe this could have been a totally different game. But he started to have this inside out approach, and I liked his footwork, the up and unders, getting to the free throw line. He used to execute from the free throw line. Outside of him, I thought we shot it pretty well from the free throw line, but the 3-point shot was just big time. The 3-point shot was just extremely big time. How we were able to knock down the three better than the Cleveland Cavaliers, how we were better on the offensive glass, which gave us more possessions as well. And Brunson had more help than Donovan Mitchell had help out there. And I wanted Donovan Mitchell to force the issue and try to split those double teams, because that's where I feel like he can get in trouble and turn the ball over, which happened. He had 20 points at half. He had 6 points second half. He had 26 total points, was not able to knock down a three ball, but I just loved the overall physicality. I loved the way Hartenstein played. When we did have a couple turnovers to start that fourth quarter, and it looked like the Cavs were going to kind of cut down the deficit. Again, we were up 23, the most we were up in this game. But I believe this was before we were up 23 points. Emmanuel quickly, he had 11 points in that fourth quarter, hit a couple threes, got to that floater, was playing solid defense, and they had Sam Merrill in the game. I don't know if they just reigned in the game at that point, but them not being able to hit the three ball, initiate offense, and not be able to crash the glass at a certain level like us really did hurt them. But yeah, we need to get Grimes more involved. We need to see more from him offensively, and there needs to be a meeting when it comes to that. But Josh Hart off the bench, he had 7 rebounds, did a solid job rebounding the basketball, hit a 3 in that fourth quarter, which gave us the biggest lead of the game at that point. It might have not been the 23-point lead, but it was the biggest lead at that point. Dante DiVincenzo hit a 3. He's pretty scrappy out there. And even though Mitchell Robinson didn't record a block, he did record some deflections early on in this game that did set the tone, and he did have a few offensive rebounds. But I want to see Dante be more aggressive offensively, because we need as much shooting as possible, to be completely real with you guys. But Hartenstein quickly, really liked the way they produced. Bronson needs to clean up the turnovers. He still had good enough moments that he was one-on-one versus a Dean Wade. He's able to pull up from mid-range, operate out of the post. Great footwork on Isaac Okoro, fall away, fade away from kind of the top of the key in the mid-range area, fall away from the corner. So I believe in his work ethic. I believe RJ is going to continue to play well. It comes down to Randall making smart decisions. Just read and react. Don't think a lot out there on the floor, but I like seeing us knock down the three ball. We struggled last game, only made 7 threes. Different tonight. Let me know down below your thoughts on this win. Very interesting win. Kept Mobley in check, which we had to do. Kept Mitchell in check in the second half. Niang didn't erupt. Max Strus didn't erupt. Obviously played with the Miami Heat when we lost to them. So yeah, let me know down below your thoughts. Peace out, y'all.